Hi everyone, welcome to the fifth episode of the academic podcast of this year. So today I'm with Adrienne and Delphine, and we're gonna talk about pitch prep. So what you can do weeks before the competition, but also the morning of the competition, the day of your pitch, but also during your resolution, isolation, well, everything you can do until the time that you arrive in the classroom. So I will let you start by introducing yourself, Adrienne,
Yes.
maybe.
So, hi everybody, my name is Adrian. I'm the vice president of sponsorship. I've had many competitions before. I've done the happening marketing, basically all the competitions and all the different things also. So, like social participation, sport, as well as academic.
And you, Delphine?
Well, I'm Delphine, and if you've been listening to the podcast, you already know we're both your VP ACAD. I've done HM and the Jeux du Commerce twice, once as a delegate and one as a director. So I don't have as much experience as you guys do for competitions, but I have experience pitching and being in the world of communications. So I think we'll be good.
Yeah, and me, it's Beatrice. And I did many cases in academic component, but also participation once. But I also did the surprise case as a delegate. So I love academic. It's my favorite component of the competition. So that's why we're here today. So I will let you guys start by giving your best tips and tricks how you as delegates prepare yourself for the competition. It can be weeks before the competition, but also during. What's your best tips and tricks for yourself, but also as a team?
Yeah. If I can start, for me, it's really about preparation is really important. And when it comes to being a delegate in academic stuff is really hard. You know, it's a lot of preparation. You have to wake up early. You have new teammates that you probably sometimes don't even know. So it's all about having that chemistry also with them, and also pushing all push yourself forward is really
Yeah.
important. And I feel like the team that I had before, we didn't know each other a lot. So we first came there and we were like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you," and everything, and everything started going from there. And what really happened is we had problems communicating in our team because we all had different ideas, and we really had to bring a new system for our team because we're just not having the same ideas, and we were always criticizing a little bit other ideas. So we really have a solution where we decided to put a big board. You, Beatrice, you say what solution you have. You, Delphine, you say the same thing. I say the same thing, and we cannot just say no. It's always, oh, okay, and you, oh, okay, and you, and never really criticizing any ideas. And I feel like it's a good way for one of the preparation we had. How about you guys?
Yeah, I think preparation is the right word. You have to practice a lot. I know some universities practice more than others. I remember not having a coach for pretty much the entire period of prep for JDC, so that was something. But try to prepare yourself with the same elements that are going to be present during the game. So if your pitch is at, I don't know, 6 in the morning, then try doing at least once prepping at 6 in the morning. It's going to make a huge difference because you already know like what mindset you're in, and you're going to know, how your other teammates are, because you're maybe going to learn that some are not quite morning people, and it's okay too, but you have to know that. So navigating that. So yeah, prepping is always great in advance, doing a lot of practices, and know that some things are not going to go the way they're intended to go, and that's normal. So accepting everything that comes your way. I'm anxiety queen, so I'm always stressed out and always anxious. But I think the most important part was accepting that things would maybe not go as I anticipated and just going with the flow. And I know that in other podcasts, you'll hear that it's all about moving forward. And if you miss up something you want to say or whatever, it's okay. You can make mistakes, and judges will appreciate your honesty. And if you're completely true to yourself, then they'll see this authenticity and they'll be charmed more than if you're just perfect. And
Yeah. And as you said, you like to meet your other teammates. And I think it's very important because as a judge, as a coach, as someone who's in the crowd listening to your pitch, it makes a huge difference to see a team that bond together. In like some teams don't bond together, and it shows as a judge. So take time with your team doing preparation of your pitch, but also other stuff. During the weekend of JDCs, you will have one day of your pitch, the day of your pitch, but also many other activities. You will have the grilles, conference. So you will spend many hours with your 2 or 3 other members of the team. So it's important, I think, to at least have a little bit of chemistry, but we don't recommend to be the best friend in the world, but just to have a good chemistry that will stand out in your presentation.
Exactly. I really feel like it changes the whole thing. Just having a little bit of chemistry with the people, it just changes how your resolution go, how you have more confidence also in your teammates, and sharing ideas is really it's more efficient. I also have a point on what you said. You know, at the GDC, you never really know what can happen and what you can expect. And I have a funny story for that. I was actually doing entrepreneurship in 2023. And I remember we had to wake up at like 2 a.m. in the morning and we decided to go to bed at 11 p.m. Right? So it wasn't too late.
Bad idea.
Yeah, I know it was. But what ended up happening is I told myself, look, Adrian, I can actually sleep 2 hours, 3 hours and actually wake up. But what happened is the person I was sleeping with was actually not like snoring. He was like actually doing that. So what happened is I couldn't sleep the whole night. So I came into my entrepreneurship resolution, and my eyes were red. I was so stressed, so tired, and this really changed the whole my whole pitch. And so you can never know what can happen. So for you guys, what I suggest you always bring earplugs. You never know what can happen.
And if I can say, I was at that resolution with you, not resolution, but at the isolation with you. And I don't remember you having like red eyes or whatever. I remember you being super sharp. So
yeah, me too.
Don't let that transpire because, even if you didn't sleep well or whatever, just try to, push through. But of course, if you can, try to go to bed early because it can show in your resolution. Yeah. And, talking about knowing the people you're with, it also helps when you know their strengths and weaknesses. So you get to see, okay, she's really better in finance and she's good for the introduction and she's no good for the conclusion. You'll get to know that. And I think once you get to know the people you're with, you're going to be more confident in their presentation too, and their pitch. So if they're stressed, you can read them better and you can help them if ever they need.
And it can be also easy to know who does which part. Like you said, some people will prefer to do the finance, the budget, those things. And some people prefer to do the analysis, the strategy, the introduction. So knowing what your teammates like can help reduce your stress. Because, when you'll get into your resolution room, when you will flip the case, know the partners, know the mandate. You will know exactly who search what information. So it can reduce stress, helping with your PowerPoint presentation. Like what I like to do with my university and my teammates I was a person that does a PowerPoint and people would feed me information. So if I was with Adrian, it will give me all these numbers for the budget, and I will do the budget on Excel and then export it in the PowerPoint presentation. So we'll save more time, we'll be more prepared, because that was the mechanic that we learned, that we practiced during weeks before the presentation. So that helped a lot. And if you go in your presentation, you'll know exactly that after the part of Adrian, it's mine, and after it's Delphine. So it can help with the flow of the presentation.
Absolutely.
Maybe,
I really agree.
Yeah. Another point that's really important is that don't stop prepping the weekend before the games. Take time off, and because it's okay. You have to practice, of course, but you also have to take time for yourself. So the week before, try to be more zen. Don't try to cram pitching. It's not going to help. It's too late.
Exactly.
You have to practice in advance. And before, just, relax, breathing exercises.
Yeah.
I remember doing the same breathing exercises for like practices with the coach that I did once the weekend came. So having the same like mindset, okay, so before we're just going to breathe together. You can have like a little cheer you guys do together if it brings you guys closer, whatever. So just like taking time to relax, I think it's great too, to have this pause before going in.
Yeah.
And in the same like in the same topic, what I like to do as a delegate, but I
Mhm.
know many people do that before the competition. The competition is visualization.
Yes.
So months before the competition, weeks and days, but also the morning of your pitch, listen to your university music, be in the zone, close your
Mhm.
eyes, lay on your bed, do whatever feels like for you to be the best way to like stand, be ready for
Yeah.
the visualization, and just imagine your day, all your day. So you wake up, you get dressed, you go to the university, you go in your isolation, you do the party back, you go to your resolution, and then the pitch. So you will have all your journey of the day in your head, repeat, and go to the gala and imagine that you win, and it will give you confidence. And that's a thing that I did before all my competition, and it all went well. So I think that it's important to control what you can control and let go what you can't control. But visualization is a good day to put in the universe how you want to spend your day and how it's going. So
For sure.
yeah.
I really agree with you, and I really feel like in the term of visualization, I think that it can really impact how you are mentally and
Mhm.
actually give you a boost to who you really are. From my perspective, how I see it is how I really went from on my pitch. I always like telling my head like, okay, like I'm the man, like it's my turn to shine, like let's go, I'm gonna do it. And it always when I have that confidence in me, when I get the time and when I get there to speak, I always feel more confident. I feel like I'm the man that needs to say this. And I just feel like you have more confidence by doing so. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I feel like
Yeah.
you can really change yourself mentally just by having positive thoughts and confidence thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah, and something you can do before the competitions too, for people who will wear high heels during the day, practice walking. It's important because when you will get into your room with your full of judges, you want to be confident. You want to
Mhm.
stand out, be proud of yourself, walk confidently. So practice before
Yeah.
with your outfit too, with your teams, to just look how you look together, just know,
Mhm.
and don't be too cheesy. Like some people like to dress the same color, the same exact outfit. Example, 3 boys will have blue jackets, blue pants, a white shirt. So be creative, be confident in your outfit, but don't try to be too matchy.
Mhm.
Sometimes only the same colors will do, but be yourself. And it's important, I think,
Yeah.
to walk confidently in your outfit. Try many ones before the competition just to know in which one you feel the better, because you will spend all the day in your high heels, in your skirts, in
Yeah.
your, so it's important
Yeah.
to be comfortable in your
Really.
clothes.
And if you don't like wearing heels, don't wear heels.
Yeah.
It's okay too. Personally, I knew that when my heels were on, it's like power walking
Yeah.
to the pitch. I knew it was game on. So I loved it. And of course, during resolution, I don't have my heels on. You don't have to keep your shoes. But if you know you don't feel like wearing something that's super corporate, it's not
Mhm.
you, then I'm not saying not go super casual, but be you
Yeah.
throughout the
I'm happy I
presentation.
don't have the same problem as you.
No. But heels, I don't know, it helps me get taller. It makes me, I feel more
Yeah.
confident when I wear heels. So it's something that I do to help. What
But
else
also a
do we
good point
do?
you said is the matching part, how your
Mhm.
fit matches. Us, we had actually in 2023, we had a great outfit because we all had that same color was green, and we
It
all
was
had like
beautiful.
something representing that. So for me, I
Mhm.
had the bow tie, and my colleague had her sweater. So we all had something, and I feel like we had a nice effect when
Mhm.
seeing us. Like, oh, okay, they're all matching. They're probably a good team, and I feel like in front of judges, it also shows that they actually put an effort
Yeah,
in
totally.
having a nice outfit and actually coming there confident as well.
Yeah, shows that you're
Totally.
ready. And judges are going to ask questions also during the pitch.
Yeah.
So be ready for those. And it's so, if you didn't think it through, you can take a
Mhm.
second to just think and then answer. Don't try to answer too quickly. But usually during your pitch, you're going to prep what you're going to say for the pitch itself, but also prep for the questions.
Yeah.
Anticipate those questions, because it's going to show they're going to try not to trick you, but a little. They want to know if you know your stuff and if you're confident in your strategy. And if so, then you're going to be able to answer these questions. So
Of
just
course.
try to prep for these two when you're in resolution mode.
Great point. Something we like to do as teams in my university is like having a body language code that will help the other member of the team know who will answer which question. So, example, I'm responsible of the budget part, and a judge and ask a question about my part. I will put my hands in front of me so my teammates know that I'm ready to answer the question.
Oh, that's cool.
So it can help with the
great.
little anxiety, like, oh my God, a question.
Yeah.
So they know that I will take care of it. And if someone wants to add something, he will do the same thing. So we'll know that we will complement
So
each
now
other.
You had like a little code between
Yeah.
you guys. Wow,
Yeah,
that's smart.
it can be putting your hands in your back, in front, stand up, move forward. So there can be many things that will help you look more confident too. Because when three person try to answer the same question, it can be a little confusing for the
Yeah.
judges to know who will be the best one to answer their question.
For us, it was more like leaning forward, just like
Yeah.
coming forward. And like,
Yeah.
But when 2% were coming at the same time, then we had a little problem. We had to go back,
Yeah.
So, yeah. But also another trick that we had, especially for people at home that tend to speak and have a lot of body language, I feel like it's really important that you a trick that actually Brian, my former coach and VP social this year, told me is to keep my hands like this. And when he told me that, I really started not swinging my hands more, and I was always thinking about it and really like putting my feet right in the ground, like big, in big space, and then you feel more natural and feel like it's better.
grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some other tricks that I suggest is during your practice, do a video of you, film you, so you can watch it after and look, okay, when I did this part, I was moving too much, I was talking too fast, and it helps a lot to practice and be more confident, especially for those who may not have coaches. It can be great tips to put in actions to practice by themselves. Don't hesitate to talk to the other delegates of your delegations to come see you at your pitch. Your teammates want to be as successful as you, so don't hesitate to talk to them and ask them to come and give you some tips.
And you also get feedback from them, and that you can learn how they're doing it and how that you are doing it. And because they're in the same position as you, they also know how you're feeling, and they can actually give you the best advice because they actually know what you're doing. So I feel like really talking to the other delegates is something you have to use, and it will really help you to bring a lot of people in your presentation and help you deal with stress. I feel like it's a really important key to being even more confident.
Yeah, true. And maybe if I can add something else is don't be afraid to go in a classroom to try pitching. That's kind of stupid, but sometimes you only pitch, you practice at someone's house or you go into a cubicle or whatever, but go in a classroom. You're going to be pitching in a classroom. So try to know how you can walk throughout the space so your movements are more fluid. So you don't feel scared or because there's sometimes going to be a lot of people there watching.
You bring me a good point. When in classes, a tip that I have that we use in my last pitch, and we did actually great, is actually standing in front of the screen, because when you have the screen right here, when you just look at it like that, you don't actually see it or you just see it in front. But what we did at the end was coming really forward, closest to the judges, so you can actually see the screen right here. And I feel like it's even better in terms of how you look and your charisma, instead of being there all tight and looking at the screen. That's what we did in 2023, and guess what? We didn't win. So.
But also we're gonna post the picture of the classroom so you can really imagine how the classroom at FSI Laval will look like.
Visualization again.
Yeah, resolution class, isolation class. We're gonna put all the pictures on our Instagram account, so you guys will be prepared. And I would go for our last tips and tricks, maybe a last one. I have one that I like to put in action when you're in the presentation, and before the presentation we have all the instruction of the presentation, but judges will get to introduce themselves. So listen who does what in the company. So, for example, I did the IT cases 2 years ago, and it was IT cases that talked about the application for I will say that, insurance company. But there was people that work in the gestion du changement. I don't know what it is in English.
Change management.
Yeah, and I was responsible of that part in my pitch. So when I arrive at that part, I speak eyes to eyes. I look at them. I move forward to them because they are the people in the organizations that will put my tips that I'm talking about in action. And they really like that, and I had the chance to talk to them to the cocktail after, and they like that. They said we were on sentait un contact humain.
Yeah. They felt the human touch.
Yeah,
human connection.
yeah. Sorry, I'm not bilingual.
No
yeah,
worries, you're
but
good, Beatrice.
they like that.
Yeah.
So I think
And you got the shushu card.
Yeah.
So it shows, yeah.
So pay attention when judges are presenting themselves. It's important.
Yeah.
My last tip maybe, pay attention to your teammates too. I remember one of mine was almost gonna cry before it would start, and it's normal because your emotions are all over the place. You've been up for hours, and we were doing the e-ship case as you did, Adri, so it's a little longer than most cases, and so be mindful of how they are. Take a moment to help them too, because it's a teamwork, it's a team effort, and you want them to look as good as you want to look at yourself.
For my last tip, I think it's a little bit like what you guys said, but I feel like it's really about, being comfortable, and, this happens once, like for a lot of people, it's the only time you're going to be at the Commerce Games pitching and the academic component. So like, be natural, love the road to get there. You guys are starting really soon. You're starting now, presenting and meeting your teammates that you have. So really take time to enjoy the ride. It lasts. It doesn't last long. Trust me. And just enjoy it a lot, and it will be good.
Enjoy the butterflies, because I think Thomas, your VP log would say that. Enjoy the butterflies.
Enjoy the butterflies.
Yeah.
That's a good way to end.
To end. I think we'll end here. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I hope that our tips will be helpful for your preparation, and we can't wait to see you in January. So have a good preparation.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
See you soon.